Hi, I just wanted to say that I struggled for almost a year to get to grips with the keto diet, but in just 2 months with Majed, I'm well on my way to being a size 8 again, so I'm really grateful.
ketoTrainer's program has been simple, delicious and easy to follow. Majed has made what seemed impossible so easy.
Easy to maintain.
I really like this diet because I get to eat food that I'm enjoying. I burn a lot of stomach fat, which is very hard to burn, and I'm also building a lot of muscle mass, or at least maintaining it. Those things don't go hand in hand when dieting, so that's a huge plus. You're getting it all in the one diet. And the other thing is you've also got Magget's ongoing support. It gives great feedback and great advice that's practical that you can use in your everyday life, so you can achieve your goals a lot faster than you otherwise would have dreamed.
The ketogenic lifestyle is definitely proving to be the answer to all my health and weight issues. So thank you, Mags, for your help and support.
Megs makes it easy.
The first time I'm able to be taught a way of life that keeps the weight off in the long term. It is extremely easy to learn and maintain. And the food's delicious. It's extremely edible and very, very easy to incorporate in your everyday life.
Magget's keto diet helped change my life.
What's your name? And what's his name?
Touch your nose.
Nose?
Where's your foot? Good boy.
I wanted to show you what I do and why I do it. Today I'll take you on a journey, on a day in my life, to show you some of the events that shaped my life and made me become ketoTrainer. Come with me. This is James, and he loves our car, don't you, James? What do you like about it? How fast it is, okay. Yeah, rev it. So today, I've got some paperwork to do, and what I usually do is just go to my favorite cafeteria. They know exactly what I order there, and no one looks at me weird about the things that I order. A coffee with cream, or butter in my coffee, or coconut oil. They actually do all this stuff for me. So I'll go there, have a coffee for a couple of hours and get all my paperwork sorted out and get up to scratch for the week, so I'm not behind. In all honesty, I really wanted to tell you the reason why I'm doing this video for you, and it's not easy obviously for me to run you through my life and the difficult times. Like I said, I actually might be tearing up going through the very difficult places that I had to hide from people walking home because I didn't want to get bullied. So it's not very easy for me to do this, but I really wanted you to know the real reason I'm exposing myself is because I wanted you to see what kind of person you'd be working with if you were ever to choose to do my program. The idea is that to give you a bit of insight who I am, what I went through, and how you can relate to me in any kind of way that's going to allow you to be comfortable working with me and knowing who I am and what I do. And the most important thing I want you to know is why I do what I do. And I'm gonna keep reiterating it. It's because I've been there and done it, and I struggled, and it wasn't easy. But when you finally know the truth to something, you wanna go jumping around the whole world and telling him, finally I did it, finally I found it. And unfortunately, the secrets to weight loss is not known in the medical field, is because some people just don't want it to be known. So we're here now. So I'll show you a few places that I sit in. Like I said, they accommodate for me because of the keto. Yeah, a lot of people actually overcomplicate doing keto and they think it's difficult. But now, just by going to my normal cafes that I go to, I'll show you what I order and how simple it is. It's really not that difficult. I'll show you also some options, what you can buy, during lunch, which makes it really, really easy. It's actually not that hard at all. So the first cafeteria that I go to is the one in the food court, and it's called Dolce. And this is where I usually get my coffees from and my lunches and breakfasts. The guys here know exactly what I drink, how I drink it, even to the point when they make my eggs, they won't use vegetable oils, we only use butter. Everything they do, it's pretty much keto because now they understand my lifestyle. And sometimes we want to have like a regular catch up with one of my clients where we finish the program and it's just to catch up to see how they're doing. We come here together and we just eat because we just trust the food. Hey buddy, how are ya? Do you mind if I take a video of me ordering from your cafe? So what I usually order here?
Medium almond, what do you have? The almond pap?
Yeah, and what else? What's a really weird
cream.
one? Yeah. All right. I'll have a coffee with cream, please.
Coffee with cream, medium one?
Yeah. This is why I'm doing the video, is to relate to a lot of people and hopefully somebody can identify with what I went through. But I wanted to really share with you why I do what I do and what led me to my program. I mentioned a lot about bullying, and I think that the beginning, as far as I can remember, really, I've always been on an endeavor to lose weight because I was always teased for being fat. I think even my best friend, who maybe I had one or two friends all my life, but my best friend at school, I remember him even teasing me about having man boobs. And at the time, I think the fashion for kids my age, say 14, 15, 16, 17, was the whole Van Damme look with the Bonds tight tops. And whenever we used to have a free dress day, all the guys were skinny and had a little bit of muscle. What they did is they wore it. And one time I really wanted to wear it so badly that I even risked doing it. And boy, oh boy, about how much I copped it for wearing this. I had man boobs, I was overweight, and I got teased for being fat. So I've been always self-conscious about my weight issue, and the fact is I couldn't wear the things that other kids wore that really, really bothered me and really, really upset me. There are certain clothes that I really had to stay away from because of being fat. But the combination of being teased and not be able to wear what I wanted really, 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 really hurt me. So all these reasons really put me on track to find the answer to weight gain and why I couldn't lose weight. It obviously didn't help when my mum always packed the sandwiches to school with a Prima, orange juice and salami and mortadella and cheeses and white bread, and come home and it's the same old thing. So obviously our parents didn't really understand that at the time, and all my mum wanted to do is just feed me to get bigger and stronger, but all she was doing was, without knowing, allowing me to get fat. And I remember once I left my lunch at home and here comes my dad through the courtyard giving me my lunch, and everybody started to laugh. And I remember all the times I got bullied and how I got bullied and who bullied me. I even remember how they broke my arm on the very last day of school, and I had to spend the entire holidays in a cast. I also remember how I used to hide and where I used to hide, and it used to really, really hurt me that I've become a coward. And this is the biggest reason that I wanted to lose weight. See ya. Thank you. So now, done the work that I needed to do, had my coffee. We're going to head over to the pharmacy now. I've got some work to do there. I've got a few consultations.
Hey, how are you?
Hey Beck, how are you?
Good. I'm still at work.
I know. Very quick question for you. I'll call you at 2:15 as per usual, or even 2:30.
Yeah.
Are you okay with me videotaping our conversation? Now,
Hi, so we're here at the family pharmacy, our family business, and I wanted you to get a glimpse of what it's like to sit in a consultation with me. I'm very intimidated when I go to the dentist because I don't know what to expect, and I absolutely hate the dentist. So a lot of people are intimidated to come and talk to me about their weight. So what I want you to do is to come in with me, see what it's like, just to be more comfortable about it and to know what to expect. I think that's the most important thing. Come on, let's go. As I'm trying to find answers, we just watched the lack of accountability what medical professionals have towards their patients. There is no holistic solution to anyone's problem. It's I've got this problem, here you go, there's a script, bye-bye. I saw nutritionists at the time when I was doing my first competition at Fitness First, like I mentioned before. I met with dietitians, I had consultations with people, I went to doctors to see what I was doing wrong. But these people gave me a diet, walked away, and there was no checkup. There was no follow-up. There's nobody that made me accountable and said to me, hey, I've given you a diet, are you doing it? And why not? And why have you stuffed up? And you need to see me next week and you need to report back to me. If I had someone that I was accountable to, I probably done a lot better than I did, to be honest. Even though there was a lack of a good diet, there was a lack of understanding of science behind why the fact I couldn't lose weight and exercise didn't work, and the extra cardio didn't work, it just made me tired, and the low calories didn't help, and the low fat didn't help either. But there was nobody to make me accountable. There's nobody for me to answer to. And I realized that the flaw of the medical system, on top of what I mentioned before, is that the fact there is nobody that tells you, hey, why did you stuff up? What was your excuse? Why aren't you prepared? What have you done about it? Now, how did I start ketoTrainer? To be honest with you, it came by a complete coincidence. I had a very good friend of mine who had a lot of issues with his weight and other diseases and so forth. And I told him, look, this is what I've been doing. I found out that what a ketogenic diet is, what a true ketogenic diet is. At the time, everybody thought it was a high protein diet. And I got these solutions and answers that I've always wanted through the help of a very good friend of mine who consults to me. You'll meet him on the video. His name is Dr. Robert Premier. There's a lot of things that we both wondered, a lot of things I learned from him, and we came to conclusions that the ketogenic diet is not a high protein diet, but that's for you to watch as well on the video. We put this friend of ours on the keto diet, and after 3 months he went back to his doctor, and his doctor took him off all his medication. We couldn't believe it. Blood pressure was resolved, and a lot of other diseases were resolved. Blood markers were fantastic. Cholesterol was not as high as everybody sees, and was not high at all. It was actually, as a matter of fact, reduced. Complete opposite what we were told. And I thought to myself, what on earth is going on here, and why are we told so much lies? So because I started getting results with people, I started getting people calling me. I'll finish with a quote that Will Smith said and always rings in my mind. Be ready so you never have to get ready. Do it once, do it properly, so you never have to do it again. So the next phase of me trying to lose weight was around my wedding, and I wished there'd be one day of my whole life where I wished I looked the best. And again, I tried to do the cardio and I did the whole dieting and restricting, but then again, I ended up looking fat on the wedding. I was never lean, never got to where I wanted. So up until the age of 28, that's when I got married, back in 2009, I think. I was still not lean. I still didn't have a six-pack, and that's what I always wanted. You can see my photos. I'll see if I can post them up, but I was still overweight. During the honeymoon, you will see how fat I was because it just didn't work. And the first time something ever worked, and I can tell you I had something very close to a six-pack, very close, was when I first dropped my carbs. And that was the first time I've ever done it. And the weight just kept on coming off. And for the first time, it was effortless. So, everything you hear in my car today is going to be all the 90s stuff. I grew up in the 90s. So everything you'll hear about, all the music you hear today is all 90s music. And you'll find pretty funny stuff in there, like maybe Barbie Girl or Dr. Jones. And yes, I loved them growing up. Actually, even my parents loved these. Whenever that clip used to come on MTV or whatever it was called, they would actually sit and watch, which is really quite strange. My parents watching Barbie Girl. But anyway, Backstreet Boys 2 was one of the songs that I graduated on. It was a Year 12 formal, and it just came out, I think, that year. And that's one memorable song for me too, Backstreet Boys. Even though that at uni, we were told low fat, high fat is cholesterol. You gotta eat more carbs, you gotta have low GI carbs. Followed everything. And that is why, the reason why I enrolled to study nutritional medicine and dietetics at Endeavour College of Natural Medicine, Natural Health now it's called. Because I was sick and tired of listening to advice that it wasn't academic. Bro science and gym science, and people at the gym, people are taking steroids and people are taking drugs, and everybody had their own take on what you should be doing, but nothing worked. I enrolled in a degree to find the truth. That didn't work. And the second I dropped my carbs, that's when the magic happened, to an extent. But I've got to say this, it was the best thing I've ever done at that time. Unfortunately, while at the peak of my research, my mother-in-law got diagnosed with a glioblastoma, which is a stage 4 cancer, brain tumor, which unfortunately took her in 4 months. She was gone in 4 months. So my wife, who's Rita, she's a pharmacist, she started to question things, and we started researching together, and she found out a lot of research papers. With this doctor back in the 60s or 70s, they found research to show that if you stop the carbs and increase your fat intake, that at least slows down the cancer and the tumor's growth. The fact is, nobody wanted to pay attention to anything but the drugs. Really disappointed me. They had no interest in talking about diet. If you ever went into hospital and saw what they feed their patients, you're not going to believe it. And since I was in the middle of my research and starting to learn how bad carbs are and sugars are and how bad they are to us as human beings, and especially to cancer patients, and reading the fact that, just stopping the sugar can reduce the growth of the cancer if it's especially glycolytic cancers. What on earth are we doing feeding sick people in hospital pure sugar? Finally, as someone who struggled with their weight all their life, there's nothing more rewarding than to see people regain their confidence and end their struggle with weight gain.